Hello, very warm welcome to my channel. Just a quick drop in to discuss three main causes of suffering, dukkha, according to Buddhism. So in Buddhism, it is thought that suffering or dukkha is part of our life. Everyone experiences pain, sadness, or some kind of dissatisfaction at some times in their lives. However, the Buddha is also teaching us that we can understand the roots of our suffering, and we can learn how to overcome them by practicing mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion. So what are those three main causes of suffering or dukkha? Well, first one is really big one, and that's attachment or craving. So this constant desire for more, the constant desire to gather things, to have more stuff, is causing us suffering if we attach ourselves to it. So once we attach ourselves to something, we are creating energetic kind of bond. We are identifying ourselves with that something. So once that something is gone, because all things are impermanent, they come and go, everything always changes. Once those things or people are gone out of our lives, we experience pain. And the reason why we're experiencing pain, because we are identifying ourselves with those things, with those situations, with those people. We are creating a whole identity around them. Uh, we are uh, we are kind of having this subconscious belief that with those things, with those people, with those situations, we are worth something, we are worth more, So once it's gone out of our life, we experience pain, because it feels like as if our identity has been snatched away from us. And we might ask ourselves in those situations, who am I? Am I actually worthy? Now, it's very, very difficult for us to rebalance ourselves after certain loss, if we have attached ourselves to it. What I mean by attachment, we have created identities around it. Our ego has created identities and its reality around it. So it's ego who is actually suffering, but then we are feeling it in our body. So example might be really, really simple example. For example, there is this really brand new shiny phone, and you really, really want it, you're attaching yourself to it, but you cannot afford it, and now you suffer. You're saying to yourself, well, I really want it, but I can't afford it. Everybody else can have it and I can't have it, and then you suffer. That's a very, very simple example. Another one might be, you're in a relationship with someone, you have attached yourself to them, your ego has created identity, you have maybe mutual friends, really good social life, you can go to cinema, to park with that person, you don't have to be alone, you have created reality around it, ego has created reality around it, and once that person has exited your life, your identity is suddenly gone, your reality is gone, and that's what's causing pain. It's not separation that's causing pain necessarily. It's this identity that the ego has built around that connection. Is that the reality, that's loss of identity and reality, that's causing pain, and that pain comes from place of fear. Who am I now without this person? How am I gonna make it? Like where I'm gonna where I'm gonna go, how I'm gonna go to places all by myself. So it's we need to adjust our reality, and that's very, very painful for ego. So how can we actually go about it? What is solution to this challenge? And the solution is, in Buddhism, it's called middle way. So we are seeing life for what it is. We are practicing balanced life. We are practicing our awareness and knowing that everything always changes and nothing is ever permanent. And also, what I would advise, to practice gratitude for what we already have, and contentment. But the big one is, I feel, is finding this kind of middle way. So for example, if we are in a relationship, yes, we are in a relationship, but we are not identifying ourselves with that relationship. You know, that's the attachment. We are not identifying ourselves with that person. We are not projecting ourselves into them, or into this situation, this reality. We are staying grounded within ourselves. We are in a relationship and we are cruising in this middle way. So once they are gone, yes, it is sad, but we don't have to kind of carry this kind of tremendous pain, or we call it really broken heart. We don't have to carry it with us. So the second one is ignorance, or not seeing things clearly. So suffering also comes from not understanding a true nature of life. We often believe that things will last forever, or that certain people or achievements will bring us lasting happiness. But all things are impermanent. They change, and that's part of the life. Nothing is permanent. There is no every permanent structure is unstable. Everything is impermanent. Everything always changes. But if we develop this belief that things last forever, we're gonna live forever, we're gonna have health forever, you know, this reality, this identity will never change, then when it does change, then it causes us suffering, and we know that everything always changes. So example might be, so we might be, let's say, very successful or popular, let's say on here on this YouTube. And we might think, you know, if I'm very, I might think, let's say, if I'm very successful, very popular on YouTube, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be happy forever if I have million followers. So I gain million followers, and I am happy for a second, and then I'm not happy, or I'm happy for a second, I'm really happy, and then the next day YouTube CEO decides, oh, I'm just gonna shut the platform down, and everything is gone, you know, and so that can cause pain, but that comes, it's kind of intertwined with the attachment that I have just said. So solution would be to develop wisdom through learning, and to understand that and accept really, that everything is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Everything always changes. It changes how it wants to change. We don't have absolutely no control over anything. There is no control at all. So and also one might help to actually study perhaps Buddhist teachings, and connect with the meditation groups. I would advise sanghas, and just do various teachings, readings, meditation, mindfulness, expansion of consciousness and expansion of awareness really helps. We've realized then with those practices that we really, even though we like to think of ourselves, we humans, that we are this indestructible kind of creatures, but we are not everything. We are very fragile. Life can turn at any second. Life can change like in an instant, like that. We don't know really what's around the corner, and yeah, it's good to accept our impermanence as well. Same with our bodies. You know, we can't keep this body. We cannot keep our health forever and ever and ever. And body goes as well. So to practice non-attachment. So the third one is when we experience really difficult emotions on a permanent, a permanent basis, with kind of this kind of high intensity. So there's hatred, anger, so strong negative emotions such as anger or jealousy or hatred can cause suffering. So when we react with anger or hold on to resentment, we hurt we, we hurt ourselves, and we hurt others. It's not like we are hurting only others when we have the strong emotions. The person who is truly really suffering is really our inner child. Inner child is suffering. We are suffering. And sometimes when we are experiencing grief, or if you have been through trauma, if you are experiencing flashbacks, then, or if there is something that hasn't been resolved, then of course you're going to be experiencing anger. Of course you're going to be experiencing resentment, jealousy, and hatred. That's not a problem to experience those emotions, and they're really, really important, and they're very, very good teachers. The problem happens when we are holding on to those emotions without making a conscious effort to look into them and to help them transmute. So example might be, let's say someone says something, let's not go too deep. So if someone says something unkind to you, for example, something unkind, so you hold on to that unkindness, so you hold on to that pain, and you are reminiscing it in your head. You keep repeating it and replaying it for hours on end, for days on end. You don't want to let go, you can't let go. So that's the kind of anger and the hatred and the resentment, jealousy that I'm actually talking about. When something happens, someone has done something to us, someone has said something to us, and instead of working with those emotions, we are holding on tightly to them and we can't let go. So solution is the same as with previous two, to practice mindfulness, to practice meditation, loving kindness, metta meditation is really, really good one, and forgiveness, to forgive ourselves really first for not knowing any better, for not knowing that we are holding that those difficult emotions. So we are forgiving ourselves for the way that we are treating ourselves by holding on to those emotions, and then we try to forgive everybody else as well. And also with this one, if it's a very persistent, then it's probably connected to some kind of childhood trauma. So it's always good to seek advice from a spiritual guide, spiritual teacher, spiritual psychologist. And also what might help is to send good wishes to that person, to send the good wishes, to send loving vibes, and to bear in mind that they have acted in accordance to their own awareness. So we are all on this incredible, incredible, sometimes challenging, sometimes quite lots of the times challenging journey, ups and downs all of the time, and we are all trying our best. That's what I'm trying to say. We are all on our own unique journey. We are all trying our best to send kind of love to that person and wish them peace, love, and joy, and that energy comes back to you as well. So you're just practicing this acts of kindness towards yourself and towards that person and everybody else involved. So we are practicing this kind of deep, unconditional forgiveness for ourselves and others, love for ourselves and others, and just kindness and compassion. Life can be really, really tough. It can be tough. It can really throw some curveballs at us. We're just kind of settling down, thinking, oh my gosh, like finally I'm settled, everything is fine, and before you know it, boom, here comes another challenge straight at you to deal with. So so we all experiencing pain, we are all experiencing joy and all other human emotions. So be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and be kind to others. And I wish you liberation from pain and suffering. All the best. Namaste.